I would like to welcome everyone to this event organized by the Startup Club. If you want to leave your contact details in the chat, you are very welcome to do so. And I will be also sharing my own details and also a link to the decks of the two presenters that we will hear about tonight. And so if you want to use the general chat, you can also use it as a chat of a tool to communicate with the presenters or with the other participants. And yes, so welcome. My name is Mathilde Vade, and I organize pitch nights and investment conferences at the Startup Club. The aim is to introduce investors and advisors to selected startups during our online events. I also help startups with their pitch decks, and I help them redesign and reformatting the deck to be ready to participate in our events. So we also offer valuation services and workshops on valuation topic and several marketing packages and other things. So if you're interested in any of our additional services, don't hesitate to reach out to me and we can discuss how we can help you on your fundraising journey. Our vision is to assist businesses in their fundraising, and we aim to connect entrepreneurs with investors and mentors and other key players in the startup ecosystem internationally. Thanks to our pitch nights and our conferences. And yes, so currently we are happy to host pitch events on fintech topic, health tech, and real estate. I will also announce that the next fintech event is on the 19th of September. The next real estate is on 25th of September and health tech on 10th of October. While the next fashion, beauty and luxury will be on 24th of October. And so you're all welcome to join. Yes, so yeah, tonight I'm happy to introduce you to two startups. The first one is called Acaso, making stylish, functional, made-to-order clothing for everyone, presented by Fernando Leon and Camille Sanandaji. The second startup is WatchAdvisor, a Swiss privately owned media house and influencer for luxury watches in the premium segment, presented by Maryna Steger. And now shortly, I will introduce you to the format of the event. Each startup has 7 minutes to pitch, and then followed by about 15 minutes feedback and questions from the advisors. I will be using a stopwatch at the start of each presenter and also at the start of the Q&A. And yes, now I would like to ask the advisors to shortly introduce themselves. I'm very happy to welcome here tonight Veronica Zhai, Christina Schwarzkopf, Claire Kent, and Laura Puricelli. So let's start with Veronica.
Hi, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you today. I'm currently Director of Data Product Management at Fivetran. I was an early employee, and now it is a 5.6 billion Silicon Valley data unicorn. I also invest and support sustainable fashion designers in both America, Europe, and Asia.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Welcome. And let's hear from Christina Schwarzkopf. Hi, Christina.
Hi, yeah, lovely to meet you all. Very happy to be here tonight. So I'm Christina. I'm currently working at, so I basically am also a founder, so I've got two heads. Founder on the one side from a company called Prolong, and on the other hand, I'm an angel investor and have a syndicate called eSeed Ventures and also an advisor at the Styleit Accelerator in Florence. Very nice to be here tonight and looking forward to meet the companies.
Thank you so much, Christina. And now let's ask Claire Kent to introduce herself. Hi, Claire.
Hi, everyone. A pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to hearing pitches tonight. I began my career as a consumer and luxury equity analyst for many decades, primarily at Morgan Stanley. I've worked with a lot of luxury companies who've IPO'd, Gucci, Prada, Burberry, and I'm currently a senior advisor at Smith Square Partners, and I'm also on the board of Prada SA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claire. And our last advisor of the evening is Laura Puricelli. Hi, Laura.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Mathilde, for having me. I'm super happy to meet you all, and I'm looking very much forward to listen the pitches of tonight. And I bring over 20 years of experience advising companies on their digital strategy and innovation, both as a business advisor with leading consulting firms such as Accenture, Deloitte Digital, and PwC. I'm based in Milan, Italy, and I'm working in the southern part of Switzerland, and I'm also working in Paris as an advisor and also as an entrepreneur and investor, as also an industry expert for startups and young fashion designers. Thank you.
Thank you all for the very nice introductions. We have a very good advisory board tonight, I feel, and so I'm very happy to have you all here with us. So now, without further delay, we can start with the first pitch. So I would like to give the word to Fernando and Camille, who can you can start sharing your screen and can start your pitch whenever you're ready. Good luck.
Yeah.
Cannot hear.
Oh, let me share this.
There's some echo.
All right, let me.
Now I cannot hear you.
Okay.
And now I can hear you, but there is like an echo. Can you use maybe a headset? That could be helpful.
Maybe Fernando.
Oh, Fernando, would you like to try if your sound is better? Now you're mute. Fernando, you're mute. Now I see a screen. Yeah, but we cannot hear anything.
Maybe I should move into the. Why don't we? Maybe we should present. We're in the same room across from each other.
Now I can hear you well. Camille.
Okay. Fernando, why don't you come over here? We grab a chair. We'll just share the screen. All right.
All right.
Sorry.
Everyone, sorry about that. Okay, so then you're gonna have to present though.
Okay.
Okay.
But you have to unpresent on your screen. Apologies.
Okay, cool.
All right, now I'm going to share. Present mode.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So sorry about the delay. Thank you everyone for being here today. My name is Fernando Leon. I'm here with Camille Sandaji, and we're here to tell you a little bit about Acaso. We make made-to-order clothing at affordable prices. The company purpose is really to make stylish, functional, made-to-order clothing for everyone. Now, why is it difficult for people to access made-to-order clothing? Well, usually it's because cost of entry makes the barrier to entry for purchasing sustainable clothing very expensive. Second, styles are not validated with customers before the design. So this either leads to highly couture items or spray and pray fashion like the fast fashion companies do. The other thing is the production processing times would take too long for the average consumer. It can take up to 12 weeks to get a made-to-order item out the door. Our solution is a completely verticalized, made-to-order fashion brand that utilizes real-time validated design trends and creators that are surfaced from social media data. This allows us to make fashion-forward styles at affordable prices while developing them in sustainable fashion. Now, we've sized our market by first focusing on the Gen Z and millennial population, who would be our target market. Next, we then looked at how many of those are interested in sustainable clothing. And lastly, looking at who is cost conscious, who is looking for affordable, sustainable clothing. Using these variables, we've sized the market to $45 billion in global market share, $1.7 billion in the US market share, and 41 million in the New York market share.
And just based off of what Fernando, how he was defining the market, a little bit more information, about 54% of Gen Z and 57% of millennials said sustainability is important to them, but 33% of people believe sustainable alternatives are just simply too expensive. You also have this growing market trend for global sustainable fashion, which is growing at a CAGR of 22.9% from 2023 to 2030. Now, you're probably wondering, what is our secret sauce? Our secret sauce is actually a data product built to identify styles with actual validated market demand. Essentially, how this works is we scrape social media platform data and flag content with high-performing metrics using Instagram's Graph API. And then some of these metrics are looking at the likes to follower ratios and also sentiment to buy within the comments threads. Qualified content that meets the specific metrics thresholds that we set is then tagged with corresponding data attributes using image recognition machine learning technology. What happens then when this algorithm and services are deployed at scale is we can create a real-time map of fashion trends and trends within specific market segments and niches. You will then be able to refresh that data on a daily basis, giving you in real time access into insights. And then also this gives you the ability to view trends that have actual demand, not hubris, chitter chatter, such that can happen or occur on Google Trends sometimes. This is what the consumer product experience would look like. That's actually been a product we've released that's been a hit. Basically, I am a consumer. I have a creator with a style that I want. I see this piece that also is functional and solutions based. It's also fashion forward at an affordable price, and it's size inclusive with customizable lengths and plus sizes as well.
Now, what does our competitive landscape look like? At this moment in time, there are no established made-to-order brands. Usually they come at a high cost or it's a long delivery time. We've seen one competitor who meets our delivery time and price point, and they are lacking fashion-forward styles. Next slide.
They're also in India, I believe.
Yeah. Now, over the last year since we launched our first collection in September 2023, we have served 1,800 customers. We have delivered almost 2,000 garments, and we've reached $123,000 in sales with a gross profit margin of about 51%. And here's one of our reviews for one of our customers. The best skirt I've ever worn. It hugs my stomach in and is breathable and movable. It's so comfy.
And now to meet the team, we have decades of really cool combination of fashion manufacturing experience coupled with product and marketing experience with some of the Bay Area's most cutting edge and innovative products. Fernando, our CEO right here, grew up in the garment production manufacturing business right here in New York. And he also has experience in marketing high-tech and fintech products. Myself, I have extensive experience building data products and internal logistics and operations products at scale. Our head pattern maker has been pattern making for some of the largest household brands for the past 30 years. She also has extensive versatility from couture and bridal all the way to fast fashion. And Maria, last but not least, has been managing factory operations here for the past 25 years in New York. She's also worked with a plethora of household fast fashion brands as well as small boutique and specialty brands as well in the New York area.
Now, our business model is we are a verticalized, made-to-order, direct-to-consumer fashion company. Currently, with our manufacturing partner, we are not working at full capacity. If we were working at full capacity, we would be able to develop 64,000 garments within the year. At a $66 AOV, this would generate $4 million in revenue, which is 10% of the New York market.
And here is our competitive advantage. We are made to order, so we are inherently have a sustainable production model. We only make and sell validated products with our data-driven approach. Nothing even hits the design process if it's not validated. We are made right here in Southern Brooklyn. 61% of consumers are more likely to buy a Made in America product. Also, we offer mass customization, which gives us more inseams, length options, and so forth. We are almost completely verticalized. That gives us end-to-end full supply chain control. And also, last but not least, affordability. There's very minimal competition at a similar price point.
Our go-to-market strategy is both targeted and localized. Targeted because we pair certain creators with specific styles, which gains us entry into specific audiences with high intent to buy. Here's a list of a couple of creators that we have worked with and are looking to work with. We look at their engagement and follower count. Their engagement is really important because obviously that's how much their followers engage with them, and this oftentimes leads to bigger hits. And obviously, they they have a following for a reason. They trust these creators' judgment when it comes to clothes or anything else. The other key marketing tool we're doing is local digital billboard ads. If you've ever been to New York or on any other subway station, you've seen maybe digital billboards and maybe on the bus stop. Over the past month, we've tested this in the Williamsburg area, which has led to a 4x return on our marketing spend. We're looking to replicate this in the NYU area and Murray Hill area in Manhattan, which is where our target demographic lives and hangs out in, essentially. Our ask is we are looking for 12 months of financing to reach 65,000 garments sold by Acaso. We are looking for $500,000 as the initial investment to generate $4 million in revenue. This would be spent on salaries, creator marketing, engineering, product development, legal, and brand marketing. Thank you so much. We're open to any questions. And here we were recognized by South Brooklyn as one of the companies to watch. And there we are.
All right. How do I stop the share?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the great pitch.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So let's move to the Q&A and questions. Let's start with Claire.
Well, firstly, congratulations on achieving sales of 123,000 in your first year. I think it's a real achievement, and I think you've obviously all got the experience in the team to build what you're aiming for. So my first question is, you did turn your attention a little bit to the marketing, but I'm really interested in how you intend to build a community, because I think one of the things you can see about the most successful brands today is that they find a way of building their fan base without spending too much money, and the whole days of kind of, paid advertising and, either traditional media or sort of paid digital advertising are really gone. They just don't work. And that's one of the reasons why so many companies are investing in like cultural events, to try and build this community. And it also gives them something to talk about on social media other than their products. So first question is, how are you really building a community? And then my second question, just very technical question, is so how have you valued the business and how much equity are you giving away for your 500,000? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you want to do the community building?
Yeah. So regarding community building, the creators that we work very closely with, and they are quite diehard and invested fans in us. We've talked about this a few times, doing like creator events that we work with for the creators that we work with, and then also having them bring their like mutuals or people within their like creator community. Really what we've gotten an inroad to in the New York area has been kind of like the vintage Gen Z like group of creators. Sienna you probably don't know them, but they all hang out in like in a crew in very similar spaces online, and also just like events as well here in New York.
They've also introduced us to other creators who they've referred us to them, like, hey, you should work with them, because what the vintage crowd of creators is, they don't want to work with fast fashion companies. They're looking for made to order sustainable companies to really represent, but they're limited. There's not many that exist. So that's been an entry to us. And
also they're looking for something that's affordable that their audience can afford as well.
Yes.
Super important.
And they tell us, we ask for feedback, for example, on pricing, they give us feedback on the clothes. We are constantly in communication with them because they are our audience ultimately. They're the tastemakers, or at least that's the way we see them. In terms of our evaluation, at $123,000 in sales, if we just do a 10x valuation on it, it would put us at $1.2 million. In terms of what kind of equity are we looking to share, that would be.
I mean, I think we are right now, what we're really looking for is the right investor. We haven't had an investor before, and really we were looking for like a long-term partnership. So I think it just depends on what that looks like. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much, and good luck with everything.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Claire. Okay, let's hear now from Veronica.
Hi, Fernando and Camille. Congratulations on such impressive six-figure revenue. And I also find your business model of collaborating with creators and influencers to create product that are already validated and sell to their fan base would be a really clever business model. Essentially, you have your marketing and distribution figure out there, and you just need to support them in product development. I'm curious, for your 123 revenue, how much of that is reoccurring, and how much of that is from new clients, and what is your unit economics like? My second question is, besides made to order, what are the other sustainable practices that you deploy for your business that differentiate yourself from fast fashion?
Yeah, I think those are some really good questions. I think in terms of recurring, we haven't looked at like the specifics, but we have a customer lifetime value of
about $74. So it has been increasing over time. So the initial time actually, this is really good thing. So Sienna, which is our first creator, she first released her collection, and then she brought on Kendall, who was her roommate, to release her skirt. And what we've seen is that because they're so closely tied together, oftentimes customers buy both Sienna's item as well as Kendall's item. So it's been really great synergy, if you will, that most people are buying. And we've also seen as you know, we've only been around for a year. We've only released about 7 products, but we have seen people come back and check out the work. There is returning customers. What we are looking to do over the next couple of weeks is really put up more products, our fall collection, to really see that increase of returning customers.
Yeah.
And in terms of our unit economics, right now we have about a 51% gross profit margin on each piece. That our net profit is about 13% at the moment in time. We're looking to increase that by doing a different model in how we work with our creators. Before, we were doing a revenue share model. Now we're moving away from a revenue share model and mainly pay to play, if you will, like they pay for promotion, which we think will save us quite a bit of money.
Yeah, like just to give you an idea, with the revenue share model, the marketing spend for creators, we're doing 15% for expected, and then we do like a 20%. It would go to 20% for like if you exceed that amount as an incentive. But if you pay up front, you can lower that marketing spend to like 7%. So that's why we are looking for capital to give that upfront payment for them. Yeah. And then I think the second question you asked was about sustainable practices. So I think what's common in this industry is utilizing sustainable fabrics. One of our suppliers, Pinecrest, that does a lot of like athleisure wear and whatnot, he has a lot of different like recycled nylons,
Dead stock.
dead stock. We only use actually dead stock technically, because we don't have the time to wait like 6 months for a fabric to be produced for us. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. And let's move to Christina.
Yeah, hi, thanks guys. Thanks a lot for sharing. And what I really love is that you have such a localized approach around New York and finding kind of the content creators there and also having your manufacturing there. My question would be a bit around kind of scalability and also what your plan is in terms of scalability, because of course that brings a lot of advantages, but then of course, like, are you planning a city by city approach, or how do you plan to scale from a content side, creator side, and a manufacturing side?
yeah, so we would anticipate to scale on the creator side by finding those validated hit products. So that's on the creator end. And then in terms of the actual operations, we do sell our items globally. Majority of them are in the US. So, I mean, if you look at like the distribution of our customer base, most of it is on the East Coast, like New York. And then also we get a lot from California, LA. So if we were to scale up, yes, we can max out the capacity of the factory currently, but also we can still grow that out. What were the numbers for that?
So in order for us to scale to meet the demand in New York City, we would need to scale up from 9 factory workers to about 85 factory workers, which is completely doable here in New York. We have the workforce here available. What we need to do is train them. The training of developing, making clothes on a machine is probably like just the barrier to entry for a lot of people. But we can do that. We have the experience to do that. Maria has done that for a long time. So that is feasible. And then
for the US, like if we were to expand and meet that further demand, we would probably then set up another factory
on the West Coast in LA.
Yeah.
Because the factories already exist in LA. That's where a lot of the clothing, when fabrics get shipped in.
Yeah.
So a lot of our fabrics come in from the West Coast. So the West Coast would be the perfect place to set up another factory. Which is one of the next steps we foresee.
Yeah, after maxing out production here.
Yes. What was your other question? I'm sorry. I think was there another question in terms of production?
No, that was it actually. Actually, can I just ask a follow-up question on it? Because one thing that's a bit, so I understood you're probably now focusing more on textile in terms of manufacturing. Because one thing, are you also planning to kind of stay in that category then when scaling? Because within manufacturing, it's quite, of course, footwear is different than apparel, denim, etc. So have you how do you plan that?
I mean, I'm always a belief of do what you do. Yeah, play to your core strengths.
Yeah.
Play to your core strengths. And maybe we could expand into like footwear
I
way
think,
later, but
I think we probably would expand first to menswear.
Yeah.
Then maybe, and then maybe to kids wear, then maybe to, maybe different ages. That would probably be the next kind of iteration of it. But I think right now we want to focus on is really getting into the Gen Z millennial market who are looking for sustainable clothing, because those are the ones who have the highest intent to buy, like as we mentioned.
Okay, thank you, Christina. And now our last advisor is Laura.
Thank you, Mathilde. And congratulations on this amazing pitch, guys. And also, I had a couple of questions about scalability and sustainability. And my first question about scalability is, I'm actually based in Italy, and so in Europe. So do you have in mind eventually after your rollout in the US to come to Europe? Is it a kind of a next long-term step or not at all? And also scalability in terms of merchandise as a merchandising and merchandise mix, as Christina was just saying, and in terms of what kind you're using dead stocks, right? And you're pretty much on the on-demand production as a business model, right? So this is your sustainability approach, I mean, initially, right? And have you ever considering also to create some upcycling practices around sustainability, and also to expand the merchandise categories, I mean, and also to using dead stocks raw materials such as leather, or I don't know, or mic.
I think she cut out a little bit.
Wait for her to come back.
Should
I
we?
guess let's wait.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, we can wait for her to come back, but we can give her a second to
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
Laura, are you back? We couldn't hear the last sentences you said. Is she back?
Oh, she's there. She's talking.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
she's on mute, I
You're mute.
think.
Laura, you're on mute.
It's okay. I mean,
Can you hear me
clearly-
now? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Sorry, I have a poor connection. So the first question is about scalability within Europe and within kind of different categories, such as leather, as you're using dead stocks. And the second question is about other sustainability practices, such as upcycling, or what kind of practices for sustainability are you exploring in the near future? Thank you.
So in regards to the first question about expanding to Europe, we definitely we have like modeled this out, and Europe would be our next destination. We're thinking probably Turkey. There's a lot of manufacturing there, a lot of great fabrics. We do actually have a decent amount of customers in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Australia.
In Australia, which
Australia is also
a
another
big
big
market.
market for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to say it also helps with the localization of it, right? So we do think it is important to get creators from Europe or from Australia, let's say, because there are certain products that sell better in Europe than they sell here in the United States. You want to have that localized approach. You know, different seasons, whatever you want to call it, you know. So yes, we have thought about that is one of the next steps we'd like to take.
And then I think your next question was like going into other like material categories, correct? Like leather. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like having the machines to do it
And having
really.
the knowledge and having the
Yeah.
people who could really,
Yeah.
you know, because we can do this, the garment specifically, because we've worked with it before, we understand it. You know, introducing a new product category really would just mean having the correct machinery and the correct
training.
personnel.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You can train somebody, you know, you can train somebody to do these things. But then it's a question of perfecting it, and a question of like how quickly you can do it. And that takes time. And in terms of other sustainability practices, you know, upcycling would be great, you know, for us being able to even develop our own fabrics and being able to develop, you know, a lot of completely verticalized. That's what I would love to do, because, you know, a lot of the work comes from finding the fabric, finding the supplier, you know, finding it on time, getting it delivered. So being able to just like
be able to control
that part of it would help just the operations of it quite a bit.
Actually, one of the like short-term things that we are doing is we want to offer laundry bags, because we do get customers that just don't know how to take care of their clothes or wash their clothes. And it really extends the longevity of the product, and that is inherently sustainable. And it's also nice marketing, you know.
Yeah, thank you. I think that one of your unique let's say selling proposition is to be vertical, and you need to preserve this kind of uniqueness. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you and congratulations once again. Okay, so now we will be moving to the second presenter of the evening. It's WatchAdvisor with Maryna Steger from Switzerland.
Hello.
Hi,
everyone.
Maryna. So whenever you're ready, you can start. You can share your screen and then start the pitch.
Okay. So
Yes,
you should be able to see my screen, right?
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. So hello, everyone. One more time, I'm Maryna Steger, and I'm CEO of WatchAdvisor, and I'm going to present you now the investment possibility into our amazing company. So imagine you would like to buy a luxury watch. They're normally expensive or very expensive, depending on your requirements or your budget. And it's quite a difficult decision, right? Or for example, for watch collectors, which watches should I take? Because the watch market is very complex and not transparent, because many retailers, many brands, and for example, auction houses, they are all manipulating the market. So there is a high risk to buy something wrong. So before you invest the amount of money, you think twice or three times, which watch should I take? And we provide prospects with independent and unbiased content on luxury watches and the brands. So you would say, okay, but there is a plenty of influencers, established platforms like Hodinky, probably everybody knows it nowadays. Yes and no, because most influencers in our area and in our field, they just simply lack professional knowledge. They can take, press release of the brand and read it, but there is no proper also mechanics understanding. This is very interesting. And traditional media houses, they are very often like old, machines which are not dynamic, and they have to care about their long-standing relationships with brands, and they don't influence, they target in audience in a proper way. So it's quite static. And advertisement, direct advertisement from the brands is quite intrusive, and you probably have seen that the people don't really react to the direct advertisement. So what WatchAdvisor is, we say we are a thoughtful content boutique. We are producing high-end watch reviews, and they are really inspiring the watch collectors and watch enthusiasts around the world, and are very, I would say, the watch industry likes the quality and the level of our production at what we are delivering. Thus, we have an impressive track record so far. Our main channel is YouTube. We are very strong on YouTube. We have almost 80,000 subscribers, a very strong community, very engaged community. We have about 95% of positive engagement on the channel. We have almost 20 million views on the channel, and in best months up to 350,000 unique monthly users. Of course, we have also other social media channels, like, for example, TikTok and Instagram, where we are viral from time to time. And we have an amazing audience. Now our community is so engaged, and what is incredible, about 80% of our community are men between 24 and 55 years old, with very high income and ready to spend the money, what we see also in our comments, and they are interested in the luxury lifestyle. The positive fact is that we are also working in a steadily growing market. There are like two sub-markets, first-hand and second-hand watches. And the second-hand watches market is growing even faster. So we have a lot of potential to develop our products and our offerings. And besides, you know, the bit turbulent times in China, the industry is growing. So what is the competitive edge of WatchAdvisors? As I said, we have a really in-depth know-how about luxury watches. Because also of our head of content, Alexander Linz, he's very well known in the whole world as watch journalist, because he's since more than 30 years in this industry. Like, he knows everybody knows him, and he established the most important watch events in Europe. And we have very nice exclusive relationships with all important luxury brands. This is very important for our business, because luxury brands, they are sponsoring at the moment the production of our videos. And we have built a very strong community. Thus, we will be able to generate constant growing revenues, and we are break-even since 2022. And what is also very important to know, we have 100% organic growth. So our business phases that we call the time from 5 years ago till now, it was a proof of concept. We started to produce the content, high-end videos. This content found a large acceptance worldwide. And now we see that we have engaged people who would like to do more, who would like to spend money to be in contact with us. And now we want to monetize this community, because, you know, social media is rented land. And we want to have all these customers on our platform. And what is more important in the future to scale, we would like to implement personalization, also use generative AI. And we have a very nice team. So about me, I have 3 master's degrees and since long in the tech and luxury area. Alexander Linz, I already explained who is him. Jorge is amazing videographer. He produces his own cinema in Switzerland. And our board of directors and co-founders are Valeri and Olaf. Valeri is serial entrepreneur and is from IT, is with IT background. And Olaf was CTO at IWC Schaffhaus. And we have also very strong advisory board with David Robles from Google, Adrian Hofe from Adecco, and so on. So probably the most important slide of this presentation, numbers. So in case we will be able to raise 1 million Swiss francs, we expect multiple 41 in 5 years. So the necessary scope is like monetizing the community, introduce memberships, additional contents in video sales, blog articles, e-commerce, events. This is also very important for the audience engagement, but also, you know, personalize the experience, gather the data, analyze the data, analyze consumer behavior, create precise targeting for the brands and sell it to the brands because they want to spend less money on their marketing campaigns. So possible investment, we have 20 tickets for private investors, 25,000 francs each. We could already raise 3 tickets. And for institutional investors, we raised about up to 250,000 Swiss francs. And in total, there are 2 tickets available. The company valuation is now at 3,800,000. And what is also very important to understand that we are established business. We are break even. We are generating constantly growing revenues. We just want to move to the next step to monetize the community and to introduce new formats and to be the most innovative and dynamic platform for the watch collectors and watch enthusiasts worldwide. And we would be happy if you would support us on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maryna. Congratulations. Nice pitch. Let's move to the Q&A, and let's start from the bottom up. Laura, would you like to start?
Thank you, Mathilde. And congratulations, Maryna, on your amazing speech as well. And I have a couple of questions. And I totally agree that this is a market gap because usually you have to balance the technical features of the product with a more inspirational / editorial content, right? So I think that you are right, and I mean on the right track to do that. And the first question is related to your average engagement with your audience, and how do you think to grow this engagement? What kind of actions do you think that could improve your engagement rates? I'm sorry. And the second question is related to your phase 3, which is NFTs, which is actually my space. So NFTs and AI and the content production and workflow automation and this kind of stuff, this kind of innovation. So are you aware that there are kind of regulations coming up within the European countries about traceability and digital product passport? Is this included into your phase 3 or not yet? This is my couple of questions.
Oh, thank you very much for great questions. So to grow the engagement rates, yes, we have several tools in our portfolio. So like on the side of social media, we would like to introduce user-generated content. This is, for example, when also people could ask video questions and we go to the brands and, for example, meeting CEO, we just show this video, we show also these people like, you know, cut into the video that they feel also engaged. The second one, we would like to introduce also our watch collectors to the audience, like lead by example. This is very important too. And we also want to like have another revenue stream of this, because many watch collectors, they try to, you know, update their collection and sometimes to sell something. And we would like to try to sell through our videos some timepieces at, you know, prices less than at auction houses. So we just like, you know, are able to compete with them. And of course, among the like-minded, it's much more easier to sell. Like this is maybe two most important points now, which we would like implement in the near future. And regarding the NFTs, AI, and so on, we have also plans to use it. Of course, it depends on the investor. If the investor like you is engaged with NFTs, we have also an amazing community tokenization program. And we're also aware of the restrictions. So now this was also a big question back then because of cookies on all the platforms, you know, and I was responsible back days, you know, in Germany, in one of the biggest law firms about all these topics on the internet. We have just to adapt. We have just to pay attention, adapt, see what is coming. And normally in Switzerland, it's a bit, the bar, it's a bit lower. Also, what about cookies? So let's see what the regulation will bring.
Thank you so much, Maryna, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Let's hear Christina's feedback now.
Yeah, hi Maryna, thanks a lot for sharing. Also from my side, congrats also on the domain. I can imagine getting WatchAdvisor, that's quite impressive. Owning that domain already is a big value in your company already. My question will be around, so as you're a content creator and there's a lot about your companies around credibility, right, that you've built over the past years. How do you see kind of that going from what you mentioned as potential revenue opportunities, right? They all could also be reducing credibility, right? Because you've paid content, it's obviously sponsored by the brands, etc. Yeah, how do you see balancing this? Because this is what I would see as a key risk also kind of within the revenue model of actually, yeah, losing the credibility in a way. And that also is then my second question. So you showed a bit though what you plan in terms of revenue growth to add as additional products and so on. And so there for me, my question would be kind of also of how you balance it in terms of kind of profitability assumptions, as in the end, the main growth driver will come also from a marketing side. So yeah, these are my two questions.
Mm-hmm, thank you. First of all, yes, thank you for your remark about the domain. What is also important, we have a trademark worldwide. We are quite well protected in the whole world. And this is thanks to our co-founders, which were like very visionary back then. And regarding the products, so we try to, like, balance our sponsorings with not sponsoring. At the moment, the situation is so that Alexander Linz, who is head of content, he has such a weight in the industry that industry accepts his independent and his own thoughts about watchmaking they are doing. So they say, okay, we are going to support you, this is no problem, and they accept his opinion. This is, I know it's complicated to understand, but he is like a guru, and they accept it. What we for sure should be afraid of and pay attention to, this is e-commerce. This is a very, difficult part in the watch industry, because the brands, they don't want to have more competition on the market. They try to squeeze retailers out of the market. They Hodinky also, they got several issues because of e-commerce. So this is like a very hot issue in terms of your question. And you said also because of waiting, right, of the product. So for sure the videos. This is our main channel, and we, you know, this long videos, like 15-20 minutes, and we try not to mix it with social media, because on social media we can experiment, we can do you know, paid, not paid, test what is going, but YouTube is serial stuff where we're like doing something very step by step and thinking twice and 3 times what we are doing. I hope I answered your question.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina. And now let's ask Veronica for her feedback.
Maryna, you've built a really impressive YouTube followings. Congrats on that. My question is actually very kind of similar to Christina's in regarding to your business model, because when I look at Hodinkij's rise and fall, Hodinkij became the most premium website because they are able to create high quality content. But since they start acquiring the cron and calibration for resale, they've really diverted from their editorial route, and they have lost a lot of very loyal watch enthusiasts, and most recently they just announced they're going back to their editorial route, basically cut out the sales, the e-commerce and other content. So what are you going to do that kind of prepare WatchAdvisor to be, the most premium media, because there are a lot of other established websites, and what are you doing differently than Hodinkij that avoid the same mistakes that they've made?
Thank you. It's a great question, because I see also Hodinkij, a lot of problems, not only of Hodinkij with e-commerce, just besides, our activities. And then they realize, okay, we have a lot of problems, we have a lot of stock, then the market cooled down, then they have financial, difficulties, and yeah. So Alexander was very strong on it and very restrictive. He said, like, there is a good saying in German, Schuster bleibt bei seinen Leisten. So you should do, what you can do. Just focus on what you can do, just do it in a very good way and be constant. This is why we are, after 5 years, we just starting now to monetize this community, because we wanted to be sure that we are on the right track. This is the one point. And another is that all our team is have same vision, that what the brands want is actually the end consumer, but how they go there, it's very complicated nowadays. And they want to have access, because I was working for a very big retailer, a watch retailer in Switzerland. I know how they squeeze them. They want to have customer data, customer information at any price. So we say, okay, we want to be a hub for watch enthusiasts and watch collectors and the brands, that we can say, come to us. We have very precise targeting. We have amazing audience. Do your activations. This is very precise. And they're very engaged. So it's like, we want to be transmitter for the brands, of this data. This is our plan to scale, to sell them customer behavior analysis, to scale and grow this, transmitting possibility between the brand and the end consumer, because this is what all they want, the end consumer, the data of the end consumer. And we will say, okay, we have them, this is our community, and We provide behavior analytics. We provide like, you know, all necessary tools to do the activations for the brands. This is how we want to grow.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question because when I look at Hodinkee, part of their downfall is, you know, they receive an investment from LVMH, and over time they became the mouthpiece for some corporate interest, and for that they've lost their original fan base. And what exactly is your strategy to not repeat that mistake?
Yeah, we see, just like from our point of view, it was due to this, you know, influence of e-commerce, because I was working also building up e-commerce, a huge project in Switzerland. Every brand is coming to you with such a list of requirements. What should you do on your website? So it should be in look and feel like their website, and 1,000 links to their website. So everything to like have the customer at their website. And Hodinkee started to do this because it is the market, it is the power of the brands. So they dictate the rules. And suddenly the Hodinkee website was looking like Seiko. And of course, people, normal users, they see, okay, this is not neutral anymore, right? And they are incentivized. This is why actually people go to Hodinkee and similar sources, because they know retailers are incentivized, brands are doing their politics. So, and of course, when it's at some point looks like a brand, acts like a brand, wants to sell, you know, then yeah, I mean, this was so obvious. And Alexander, he's also very restrictive in this sense. He says, be very attentive, just not try to be a competitor of the brands, be their friends.
Thank you, Veronica, for the questions. And now we have the final advisor, Claire.
Congratulations, and yeah, on what you've achieved so far. I think one of the things I've learned sort of over the years most strongly with the luxury industry is that the brands like to be in control themselves. And so my first question is, have you found any brands who don't want to work with you?
Don't work with us.
Who don't want to work with you?
The brands don't want to work with us, or we don't work to.
No, I mean, I apologize because I haven't looked enough at your website, but are there major watch brands which you would like to have on WatchAdvisor which you don't feature?
This is difficult to say, because I mean, in the way that they, like, you know, are ready to give you watches and that we doing the reviews, it's all possible, because of course the brands, they are happy if they get more attention on social media and so on. So actually we don't have any issues to access some brands like we want to access.
But I mean, just to be devil's advocate, how can, you know, your company write, you know, a negative review on a watch, for example, if you want to maintain a relationship with a major brand? Because, you know, these sort of websites are only interesting if they can be truly independent, and occasionally a watch manufacturer might produce a watch which isn't great. And you know, surely Alexander wants to say, actually, this watch is a bit of a duffer. But how does he actually, you know, state an independent, honest opinion, but still maintain the relationship with the brands?
This is a very thin border, how we work. You know, there are brands, for example, which we will never cover. No matter how much money they will pay us, there are, you know, certain rules, certain beliefs in our company. So there are certain brands we don't believe. And there are also many brands which we would not recommend because we just not believe. For example, like some new independent brands, we cannot say to our audience, to people who trust us, go and buy this watch, and the year after it will disappear. And so we don't do it. This is like the inner responsibility of it. And another point, like if we have a good relationship and we believe in the brand and believe in what they're doing, and maybe like just they brought to the market something which is not really good and we don't like it, but it's also, you know, sometimes very subjective. We just try not to mention it. Not to recommend, but not to make bad. And then we see that if the people like are interested in this particular, you know, reference and this particular launch, then they are seeking the advice of Alexander directly. This is why the community is living, you know, then they want to hear his opinion, writing a message on YouTube or, you know, on Instagram. So we see also this need of a community platform where the people can communicate in the forum and also with Alexander, because they want to have his opinion, sometimes not out loud, but, you know, in the closed small room.
I see. So there's like the website, but then there's sort of separate dialogue going on different forums.
Yeah, as I said, there are many brands we are not covering because we don't believe in them and we cannot advise on them. And if we believe into them and we see that sometimes it's something wrong or we don't like it, we just try to do it not in the big room.
Okay.
Just to not offend the relationship.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Actually, this was the final pitch tonight. So I would like to thank everyone for joining, and congratulations again to the presenters, and thank you to the 4 advisors for joining and for giving your valuable feedback. So the event was recorded, so it will be available on our YouTube channel in a couple of days. I will be sending you all an email with a summary of the event, with the link to the recording and to the decks and contact details to the presenters. So yes, hope you liked the event, and hope to see you all again on the next one on the 24th of October. So thank you once again, and have a good night, everyone. See you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.